Welcome back to 405 Sports. Today we are talking about quite possibly the greatest college football playoff of all time. I don't know if that's just me or...
I think it is.
I would agree.
Now it's going to be a terrible championship.
No.
I hope not.
7-7.
No, it ain't gonna be 7-7. I promise you.
What makes it good is my thing. Like what?
High-powered offense against a good defense.
But there were neither. I mean, there were high-powered offenses.
I think the TCU Michigan one, maybe. I still think Georgia, OU, 2017.
That
Rose
is-
Bowls.
That is...
That was
Very
actually,
good game.
that's true.
That's a very good game. We'll start off with the TCU-Michigan game. Does anyone think that was a touchdown for Michigan? I feel like it was I mean, his knee does hit, but it comes up once he takes the ball, and then he rolls into the end zone. I don't know. I thought it was a touchdown personally, but
This is the one right before they fumbled, right?
yes.
That's what you're talking about?
Yes.
But if they're so Big Ten
my.
football, they should have punched it in from the 1 yard line
I mean,
anyways.
they should have, but shouldn't have handed it off to the former linebacker on their team. That's
Yeah,
That's bad play.
My thing, I don't know why they handed it off to him when you have
Donovan Edwards.
Donovan Edwards.
Hell, put Blake Corum in there. He could have tried. He could have kept the ball at least.
If they score that touchdown, there's a different outcome of the game. But there were also a lot of things that Michigan did to themselves
Oh, 100%.
that caused
100%.
it to.
Two pick
It caused them to
sixes.
lose. Yeah. That's
Two
fine.
pick
It has
sixes
14
ain't great,
points.
JJ.
And then Quentin Johnson, obviously. I mean,
That was cold.
that,
He's a stud.
Big 10 to Big 12, man.
that dude raised his draft stock by a lot.
He took a drag route, 70-something yards to the crib?
I think that's what it was. Something like that.
Drag or slant
After
one too.
Taylor Lewan called it. But very good back and forth game. It was a great game.
Probably the best third quarter of football I've ever watched.
I mean, yeah, 20-24 in the...
44. Is that a record, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
it
at least a
was.
Fiesta Bowl.
Because then there was like 40 in the next game or something like that during the second quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was definitely... I don't know. I mean, if you're a Michigan fan going into halftime, you thought that game was basically over.
Oh,
You know, 21-6 don't look too good, but... I don't know. What do we feel about J.J. McCarthy's Stephon Diggs impersonation at the end?
I thought, I mean, he can do whatever he wants.
I do think it's funny that it was literally the exact same picture.
Yeah.
Like he's not Stephon Diggs either. Like he's JJ McCarthy.
Yeah. He's...
He had a dime piece in the crowd, though.
Oh.
Whoa.
His dad thought that too.
I
didn't
know.
he?
His dad.
Yep. I was also kind of surprised that DeMercado for TCU did that well.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty good.
I figured when Kendra Miller came out, not that their run game was going to go away, but it was going to get significantly worse.
Yeah.
And it got significantly better when he came out.
I mean, these two teams both have two running backs that could easily start on almost every team. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess DeMercado showed that in this game. We already knew Donovan Edwards. Him and Corum just destroyed Ohio State together.
I think the good thing for TCU fans is Duggan really didn't even play that good.
No.
And they scored 51 points.
I was going to say, obviously he played.
He's
good,
14 for 29.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly the best game of his life.
And the picks were all off of bobbles.
Yeah, those weren't his fault.
No.
Look like Dak.
Yeah. Two interceptions off of that, which with McCarthy, it was all him. I mean, there's nothing you can say there.
I don't know how true it is, but there's rumors that Jim Harbaugh is going to the
I
NFL.
heard Denver.
Yeah.
I mean, he does have an amazing transfer
I
portal.
was like, I thought he has the best transfer portal.
His transfer portal is gross, but
If we're going off right now, I think they probably should be the front runners to win the Big Ten next year.
yeah.
I don't know much about Ohio State next year, but losing C.J. Stroud and those receivers,
They got
definitely not easy.
I mean,
Well, next year they're still going to have
Marvin.
Yeah.
Emeka Mbuk. I don't know how to pronounce
Yeah.
it. And then they're bringing in Brandon Ennis, who's the best
that dude's
receiver
cold.
prospect in God knows how long.
That dude is cold. They're bringing in 3 5-star receivers, which I mean, obviously they're freshmen, but
yeah,
you know, I mean,
I don't know who's
you can't expect
going
it
to
be-
quarterback next year for them, but
You know who Michigan had?
for
Joe Milton.
they did have
I
Joe
don't
Milton,
know. That's
but
Joe Milton looked cold in
Yeah,
that citrus.
sure
bowl.
did. I think he may start next year.
Oh yeah, he might. He might as well over the
Pajama boy.
Hawaiian kid
Nico.
Nico Yamalabale.
I don't know though. He's getting $9 million in NIL. It's gonna be tough to.
Dude, Joe Milton. He did.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but
He threw a 60-yard pass off his back foot
I'm not saying you're
into
wrong.
a bucket.
I'm not saying you're wrong. Because there's a lot of quarterbacks next year that'll have that. I mean, Malachi Nelson will be sitting behind Caleb. Dante Moore would have been, but he was like, I got to play.
Yep.
I mean, that's why he flipped. I don't know. I do know Milton, what's he going to be in his 6th year?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so.
So is Stetson Bennett.
He was saw like a meme where he's a 25-year-old throwing touchdowns to 18-year-old 5-stars.
We'll talk about the other college football playoff game. Ohio State, Georgia. This is another game where it was kind of like, at maybe not at halftime, but at a little bit before halftime, it was like, oh my gosh, like Ohio State is about to run away with this thing. And then the dogs just came out.
Stetson Bennett hopped in his bag.
Yeah. He hopped in that after the national championship on a Monday morning on Good Morning America. That's what he.
Gosh.
If you remember that.
You see McIntosh get eaten up by the turf monster?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that
was-
DB falling down, man. And giving up a one-play touchdown, that changed it.
Yeah.
My thing is
That's-
how good is Jim Knowles really? I mean,
That was his first year. He wasn't good in his first year here.
I was gonna say he took our defense from like 100 something to.
Okay, those aren't his players. I guess McAllister is, but
that's true, I guess.
I'd give it a little bit. Plus, he's going up against the better OSU assistant, Todd Monken. So
That's a good point. Only thing I can say about Jim Knowles is like, I mean, he does have quite literally.
got quite the talent.
Yeah, he's got the. You're right though. It's not.
That's what I was saying. I
It's
guess.
it's not his players, but at the same time, he's got some pretty good players on there.
We've got plenty of playmakers.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Keely Ringo kind of dropped on my mock draft.
Yeah.
See, I
mean, obviously Marvin Harrison is.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, he's an amazing player, but at the same time, it's not the first player that's kind of cooked Keely Ringo.
man. I was getting cooked.
Yeah, he was giving up a lot to Marvin at the time.
even after Marvin got hurt,
I don't know. I'll tell you what, C.J. Stroud, he rose on mine because, I mean,
CJ looked good.
Stover got hurt, too.
that's a very good defense. That obviously they're missing Nolan Smith, who's massive, but they still have literally Jalen Carter. I mean, Keely Ringo's good, obviously.
I'm going to go away from this game, but Branch looked ridiculously good.
It was
Brian Branch.
Yeah, he did. After at the beginning of the year, him and Brian Battle were getting cooked.
Yeah.
They were getting cooked because, like, you know, Tennessee did all what they did to them, and now they.
Branch looked good.
Yeah. The last question you could say is, did Alabama deserve to be in the playoff? Because, I mean, they just kind of.
I don't know. I think every team kind of proved they deserved to
Right,
be there.
Yeah,
right, and
okay.
that's the thing everybody else is
That's
saying.
what they're fans. They're like, we just beat the team that lost to the team in the playoffs. I'm like, they did beat them earlier in the year. I hope you know that. TCU did beat K-State earlier.
Yeah, and it's
Well, and
TCU won,
I mean,
so-
yeah, I was gonna say TCU
Yeah.
won, so I can't imagine.
can't
I
prove
mean, I
that.
think they got it right for as good as the games were. I mean,
Yeah.
6
Right.
point different, 1 point different.
They're all one possession games. It
Could've
came
been-
down
yeah,
to the
could've
end.
been
You
one
know,
of
if they
the
put
best.
Alabama in there over Ohio State, it wouldn't have been Georgia-Bama.
No, they would have moved. If they put in Bama, they would have made Bama 3 and then moved
Yeah.
TCU to 4.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, that kicker for
Oh,
Ohio State got karma.
Yeah.
After last year with Utah, and he waved the dude goodbye because he tried to block it.
That was horrible.
Oh, yeah. No.
That
I don't
was-
know. I can't tell if it was on the snapper because the dude, the holder, right as soon as he kicks it, he fell down, like straight down, like he knew it was.
I looked and
messed
it
up.
wasn't laces. That doesn't mean
No,
all
but
is.
he literally kicked it and just fell straight down. I'm like, ooh, the holder.
Yeah.
knew.
But I mean,
It could always be
the hold
sideways
may
or
have been
something.
bad,
Yeah.
but
But,
that never had a chance.
because he just made like a
I know he had just
50-yarder.
buried a deep one too.
And I thought it was laces at the start, because like usually when a ball like hooks that crazy, like it is laces.
Yeah.
But then I look at the replay and it wasn't laces.
As the clock struck midnight too. He was
Yeah.
Kirby had the best timeout of all time.
Yeah, that was. I don't even know how you even see that.
My thing is, yeah,
There's 8 minutes left on a special teams play, and you're down 11. Why are you calling timeout?
Because there's nobody on the left side. everyone that was lined up on the right
No,
side, I was like,
yeah.
you couldn't even have drawn up a fake punt and been like, yo, there's nobody over here. I'm just gonna take off running that way.
Yeah, I just mean if you look at it like without looking at the play, you should never call timeout on a special teams play with
No.
8 minutes left.
I'll tell you one stat I saw from that day. Now this is from the Iowa game. God. This safety from Iowa has 5 interceptions on the year. Okay, and he's returned 3 for touchdowns. Right. If you combine every receiver on Iowa's offense, they have 2 touchdowns all year. Catches. 2 touchdown catches all year. He, as a defensive back, has more touchdowns off of interceptions than the Iowa receivers.
All of them?
Yeah. Look, 1, 2. They have 2. Those are tight ends.
Oh my god. I heard that Will Levis might go number 1 now. I don't know how.
I
but
thought Bryce was going.
I don't know. I would.
I've heard people put Bryce at number 1. I've heard people put CJ at number 1. I've heard people put Will Levis at number 1.
Levis number 1 is blasphemy. He's going to have a he's going to have a Sam.
It's gonna be like
Darnold.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah, it's going to be Zach. It's going to be Zach Wilson. He's going to
Be
be
the
Sam
arm
Darnold.
talent.
I don't
Oh
think
my
he-
God, he done the ball 50 yards in the air.
I don't think he's gonna go Zach Wilson.
I mean, he
It's gonna
puts
be like it's gonna be like Carson Wentz yesterday.
he puts mayo in his coffee. We're really going to
Shut
trust
up.
this guy.
Shout out Carson Wentz. Thank you.
Should have played Taylor Ryan.
No kidding. Who's won the Natty?
TCU or Georgia? Thank you for watching.